Hail to Smiths and welcome one and all to Roll for Intelligence. This is genuine comedy adventuring. I'm going to sit down from genuine Canberra celebrities. But who are we? Well, I, for those who don't know, am Ewan, and I will be your master of dungeons. I will guide the players through their adventure. This is an improvised adventure. The players do not know what is coming. We haven't scripted this, we haven't workshopped this, and so they're going to break it very, very quickly, as anyone who's actually role-played will know. We have very, very simple mechanics here. Now, have you got a shelf of rule systems? Do you like nothing better than to homebrew your mashup with Edge of the Empire and Rollmaster? Because what high-octane space opera really needs is just pages of deeply in-depth and technical tables. Because sure, I hit the Stormtrooper, but where did I hit the Stormtrooper? And okay, I hit him on the arm, but where on the arm did I hit him? And okay, I hit him on the hand, but which finger? And it's important to know. Okay, we're not going to scratch that itch tonight. We have a very, very simple mechanic. We have a few of them. First of all, we have balloons here. That's for the benefit of the podcast as well. We have balloons here. 3 each. When something bad happens, I will pop one of the balloons. If something bad happens to a character and their last balloon is popped, they are now a dead character. And one of these days we'll have spares lined up because I just realized we don't. Well, no spare characters. We have loads of I have all the balloons in the world, he said, picking them up and dropping them like coin. We also, generally, with one notable exception, which we'll get into soon because we have a special guest, roll a d20 for everything. Generally speaking, as with most mechanics involving numbers, more is good, less is bad. A 20 is always something totally awesome, and a 1 is always something totally crap. Now, there's also another mechanic. I used the word improvised before, and so therefore by federal and I think at this stage international law, we are required to take suggestions from the audience. So every now and then what I'm going to do is ask for a suggestion from the audience, and then if we use your suggestion, we will find some way of getting a die to you, which again, I didn't think through. Let's test that now. In a fantasy world, what would be the perfect first date?
Pizza!
Pizza, fantasy pizza. What's on fantasy pizza? That's lovely. That's a mental image. That's wonderful. Okay, look, I think I've used this joke before, but you should stop digging when you've hit gold. So I have a die for the Tears of the Cyclist person. Look, I have no depth perception and you're in the dark, so I apologize in advance for who this blinds. Did I get anywhere near you? No, probably not. Okay, now, there's another important thing to remember, and that is I am the ultimate arbiter. So if I don't like what the dice says, or I disagree, or I think it would be funnier for something else to happen, that's what's going to happen, because that's the power I have, and it has never gotten to my head yet. The most important thing, though, is that we are all here to have fun! And now, I would like to introduce to you your players and characters for this evening. First of all, playing the rock gnome rogue, Burger Three Oaks, Canberra celebrity poet, Andrew! Playing human social justice monk, Ravia Zud, Canberra celebrity influencer, Sharona! Woo! Playing Dragonborn Cleric, Scaly Washington, Canberra celebrity magic girl, Helen! And playing Human Wizard, the Archmage Thaddeus Highbridge, our special guest, Canberra celebrity comedian, Riley!
Yeah!
Making the noise for us tonight, as always, the silent bard, Canberra celebrity musician, Jack!
Yeah!
And I, once again, am Ewan, for my sins. And so, we come to the character introductory time, where we get to learn a little bit more about them. So, as those of you may or may not remember, those of you who are new, I will tell you, our adventurers are franchisees for Adventurers First, the multi-dimensional adventuring consultancy. It's very lucrative as loads of people sign up to Adventure early in the year, only go on 1 or 2 quests, but their monthly fees are still coming out of their account, so it's fine.
That's how you get them.
Yep. We shall now turn to Burger Three Oaks.
Hey.
Hey, now Burger, it's been a while. Would you mind possibly just describing yourself to the audience? What do you look like? A little bit about yourself?
I am a rock gnome, which means I'm quite short. I speak very fast. I'm also very personable. You will love me, all of you, very much. Of course, I am a senior person in the union. I look out make sure no one's crossing any boundaries here.
What union? The Rock Gnome Union or the Rogue Union?
The Adventures Union.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah. So I cover all adventures, make sure that demarcations are followed, that no fighters are trying to cast spells.
That's funny. Come on. Funny joke.
Thank you.
So you are the kind of rogue we've established before that is about item redistribution.
Well, we were gonna get to that. I am, of course, a rogue as well as a member of the union, and so I do acquire things, mostly for myself.
Excellent. Do you share them with the group at all?
Oh, with the group?
Is that
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Now, just out of curiosity, do specific areas of roguery have specific unions? Like, is there an assassins union?
Yeah, I'm not an assassin.
Okay, so you're in the thieves union.
I don't
Are we
murder
allowed to
anyone.
use that word? Is that your word? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, fair enough.
It's fine. You can use. I thief.
Okay,
I climb.
excellent.
I break and enter.
That's good to know. All handy skills. Do you have any hobbies? Like, do you have any days off? What does a day off for Burger look like?
I play the bagpipes.
On purpose?
Yes. No one accidentally plays the
That's a
bagpipes.
very good point. Well made.
Even though it sounds like it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Awesome. So, Burger Three Oaks is an otherwise fastidious and capable gnome. He does, however, have one nasty habit that bubbles up from time to time. And what might that be? He picks his nose. That's a good start. Cleans his toenails with his teeth. Plus, there's a bonus flexibility involved.
Why is that
in
bad?
We'll explain it later. Praises the Lord and Savior Bill Gates.
Why is that bad? Why is that bad?
Constant flatulence would go against the bubbles up from time to time.
Also,
part of the brief.
why is that bad?
I know. We're going to go with choose your toenails from time to time.
Okay, I still wonder why that's
Still
bad.
wonder that's bad. That's
Yeah.
yeah. And that
Choose
your toenails from time to time.
toenails.
Okay, no. Were you playing with them? Because you got no one to blame but yourself.
I didn't touch him.
Okay. So, after that little shock, that is Burger Three Oaks. So, we now turn to Raviazad, the social justice monk. Now again, some people haven't seen you for a while, some people haven't met you at all. Would you mind just describing yourself to the audience?
Yeah, I am a white man. I'm a white man. I am a monk, so I studied in a very, very good private monastery for a long time. And then I wanted to get out there, so I'm on a gap year now. I'm just, exploring, enjoying myself. I just want to be free and be out there. I consider myself a feminist, and also a vegan.
Okay. You consider yourself a vegan.
Yeah.
Does that mean that do you eat meat but still consider yourself a vegan, or?
Oh, no, I'm
sorry.
a pretty vegan.
Also,
I
you're
think.
pretty vegan.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how have you been? Like, have you gotten up into anything since we last saw you? Like, we missed you in the last adventure. Is there anything you've gotten up to that you want to share, or?
I was in the last adventure.
Were you? Sorry, that's how good I am at continuity. Have you been up to anything since we saw you last then?
Not really. I leveled up some of my staff skills, I think, because, I figured there was more to life than just hitting people on the head. So I added to my dex. So that was fun.
So you're hitting people from the side occasionally
Yes.
now, like body
And
blow?
then,
Excellent.
like, two in a row, it's pretty good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, you've been adventuring and traveling. I'm just wondering, what made you, why did you leave the monastery?
Well, like I said, it was a gap year.
Okay.
So, I'm a very free spirit. I have to be out there. my parents were like are supporting me, but you know, like that's not the point. Like I can't help that my parents are rich, so yeah, I think I'm doing pretty well out here.
Okay, and is there anything you've learned in your travels that you might want to share with us?
No.
No. All right.
I kind of know everything already, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
So
No, but share with us. Not that you're seeking to
sure.
learn, like what you want to give us. Like, is there any particular nuggets of wisdom?
I think
Any droppings of intelligence that you want to share?
sure. Recycling is very important. If people recycled back in the olden days, we wouldn't have gone through the apocalypse and be where we are today. So yeah.
Oh, that's right, the steam apocalypse.
Awesome. The steam apocalypse, the cataclysm of steam, I think, is our actually the closest we come to canon. We have a name for it. Now, Ravier owes a debt to someone from his past. So, what is that debt and why? It's local. Oh, Ravier owes it. Wait, once again, we're not going to keep digging once we've hit gold. So, so you owe a debt to a local butcher for keeping your secret that you eat meat.
What a scam.
Okay, once again, let's give it up for Ravier! Okay. So you chew toenails, I'm totally going to take someone's eye out. Fiona, ready for the chewing the nails? What'd I get? And the secret butcher. Oh, look at that, I'll just do that. No, it's entirely my fault. Okay. And now we turn to Scaly Washington.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back to the team.
Hello.
Now, for those who don't remember you, can you please again describe yourself to the audience here and listening?
My name is Scaly Washington, and I am an 8-foot tall gold dragonborn. As you can clearly see, it's a joke for those listening at home. So I am from the Temple of Bahamut. I'm a cleric. I go around helping people because that's what we do at our temple. We're just out there to help people. Also trying to raise some funds. We've got some renovations happening. So, you know, we like to do things like bake sales. Sometimes we do some cool giveaways. And if anybody would like to hear more about the word of the fierce and mighty Bahamut, I have plenty of brochures.
Excellent.
Also cookies. Also, I'm 8 foot tall.
So it's been so long. Like, how goes your mission?
It's going really, really well. You know, there's only been very few smitings lately. So which is down from the usual. You know, Bahamut seems to be, you know, he's doing okay, right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. And that's been great. Seeing some really interesting sights. You know, just hanging out, helping people. That's what we do.
Any particularly tough converts, maybe, or any great successes of?
No, I'm great at it.
You're great at it.
Yeah.
So, any particularly good smitings or particularly good conversions that you wanted to?
No, I'm just really good at
You
talking
just-
to people.
And how's Barwin?
Pretty good, I reckon. I mean, you know, he's pretty busy, and we just kind of got to keep the temple like just nice and clean, and you know, really big, because just in case he visits one day.
What's going to happen when he visits?
I don't know. Something good, I hope.
Like, okay, cool.
I mean, that's the whole point, right? We just keep doing the good thing until something good happens,
Excellent.
and that's what I believe.
Good to hear. And now there's one vice, one little treat that Scaly can't resist, and I'm wondering what that might be. Girl Scout cookies? Yelling out, my wife! So can you come and get your reward for you?
Can I veto this?
That's what you get to do from time to time. Yell out, my wife.
That's Scaly Washington's only attempt at humour. Scaly Washington's been on mission for the last 2 years.
I don't get time to see a lot of movies, okay?
So he's only just seen Borat.
It's really funny,
It's
you know?
still very funny. I mean, it's always been funny, right, guys? With the Scaly, it's just funny.
Remember the bit with the bag and the whole like my wife thing? That was hilarious.
Scaly Washington, everybody! And now, we turn to the newest member of our group, who's just joined for this adventure, Thaddeus Highbridge, Human Archmage.
amazing. I will correct our dungeon master. My full title is Archmage Thaddeus Highbridge, Master of Magic, Mover of Mountains, Saviour of the Sword Coast, Nightmare of Orgrim's Peak, Patron of the Fountain of Youth, known to the elves as Fandreleth the All-Knowing, known to the dwarves as the Dragon Who Walks. He is the protector of the realm and guardian to all three beings. Or at least he was about 600 years ago. Thaddeus Highbridge drank from the Fountain of Youth, and while that did him pretty good for 200 years, the physical effects of aging hit him pretty hard, and now he's just a very old man whose name has literally passed into legend. No one remembers who he is, including himself.
That probably covers my first question of would you mind describing yourself? Is there any other detail you'd like to give? A very old, hunched kind of a dude?
Yes, very it's this he's magically immortal. So even though he's a human, he's probably about 4 foot tall because he's just been shrinking for hundreds of years. And this curtain that I got from over there that I'm wearing is actually what Thaddeus is wearing in universe. Just just wearing an old curtain as well.
So clearly, I've realised that I'm probably shot myself in the foot with this question that I prepared earlier based on that character description. You've seen a lot. Is there any particular exploit of which you are most proud?
Oh, where to bloody start, hey? So, Thaddeus once parted the great seas of Roshar so that the armies of High Lord Drakarian could flow through them and beat the evil Lord Mogstaroth's dark princes. All 500 of his princes.
All 500.
Which made for a very crowded throne, but not after Thaddeus was done with them.
And what does Thaddeus think of these young wizards coming up nowadays?
I tell you what, mate, these bloody young wizards, they're coming through, they're casting their polymorphs, they're turning these bloody, their bloody foes into sheep. I don't understand. Back in the day, all we used to do, turn them into solid blocks of iron. Very simple, very clean. We're not fucking around with these fucking fancy spells. We just you polymorph, you firebolt, you get on with your day. There's no magic pocket dimensions. There's no bloody teleportation. There wasn't even a school of divination when I was around. Fucking tell you what, mate. Praise Louise.
So, Thaddeus has one holdover from his younger days, and what might that be? Sorry? Used to sing Scotty doesn't know. A mad craving for KFC? Oh. Sorry, he's racist against gnomes?
I'm just gonna work that in
I
anyway.
It's not like
They're too short. I don't trust them.
it's not like it's uncommon.
That's true. I'm afraid, just for the purity of the humour value, you are racist against gnomes.
What's a racial slur for gnomes?
It's all right. He's gonna get written up.
HR.
It's not kneecapper.
Kneecapper. Who was the racist
People
against
are
gnomes?
voting like it's offensive. Like
How
gnomes
is that?
exist.
But how is that an insult?
It's gone. Come and see us in the interval. And that. He's lawn ornaments.
What's that?
He's not.
Yeah.
He's nothing but a pond fisher. And that, everybody, is your party. So, we should probably get a wriggle on. So let's give you a quick bit of world building again for those people who haven't been here before, and just to remind those people who have. The adventure takes place in a semi-fantasy world. The cataclysm of steam, it's even written down, has rent the world, mashing up our reality with that of the Fey realms. We have magic and wondrous creatures, but you might recognise the odd institution or location or trope. Maybe there's some modern technology or magic-driven analogue out in the world. Basically, whatever keeps the story rolling, you guys giggling, and entertains me, which is really the most important thing. Your party are, as I've said, franchisees for Adventurers First, and tonight's adventure can be considered continuity adjacent. So, we are in the outer suburb of some forgotten city. We are in the city of Gungalan. The cataclysm of steam dumped a shitload of mystical energy in the area, merging this once quiet and obscure backwater with nevertheless 2 really good Japanese restaurants with a great city from the Fame Realm. So the result is a landscape of concrete and stone fused with a great tree city. Its still living trunks hollowed out, spell-shaped and hand-wrought to form living spaces, seats of learning, centres of government, and 1 or 2 vendors of disproportionately tasty fried chicken. You are not in one of the great trees, though. Your surroundings are far less salubrious. You are all sitting in a wood-panelled room in a house in Gungalin. A large house, but one nonetheless with a slightly shady air. In front of you is a large desk, and sitting behind the desk is Dave. Dave is a human male. He is very tall. Even sitting down, you can see he'd almost be as tall as Scaly. He is
Very tall.
thick-set, with the muscle going to fat bulk of an aging boxer. To either side of Dave stand 2 figures he has identified to you as his associates. One, Urim, is an enormous half-orc wearing a tabard made from a shiny blue material with 2 lines, white lines running down each side, and a crest on the pocket that resembles nothing so much as 3 ovals arranged in an arc. He is standing with his arms folded, muscles straining against the clothing. The other, Lim, is an androgynous young dwarf, wearing simple clothes of dark material with a throwing axe at their hip, and are watching you with an air of detachment mixed with a potential for violence. After another associate places a tray of drinks in front of you, Dave clasps his hands, puts his elbows on his desk, takes a sip from a drink, and begins to speak. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
I need your help. My daughter has been kidnapped. I put her to bed, and I went to check on her, and she was gone. There was no signs of entry, no signs of violence, just an empty bed and a ransom note. Now I can't go to the authorities. I'm being watched, they're being watched, and we've had some disagreements in the past, and I'm not sure they're over them, so I'd really like your help in trying to find my daughter.
What does the note say?
I've got it written here, because I knew you'd ask that. 19 minutes in and we're not derailed yet. It's a record.
There's still time.
The note says, we have your daughter. She is safe for now. If you wish to see her again, leave 4 bags of gems, each no smaller than a quail's egg, at the entrance to your garden at midnight tomorrow night. That's tonight. Do not attempt to observe the gems. Do not attempt to contact the watch. We will be watching you. Now, I heard you lot are good at solving problems. I asked for you specifically.
Is this the note still?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Bloody word gets round, even notes are recommending us now.
He puts down the note. This is not from the note. I have heard you lot are good at solving problems.
Who told you that?
Eventually.
Did you read it on the note?
Adventurers First. You've got very high ratings on Barbaric Yorp, which is an online rating system.
They clearly haven't updated
You
it in
love
a
it.
while.
And so, I would like you to help me. He pulls out a velvet bag from a drawer. Oh, look, a visual aid. Sorry, podcast listeners. There's a pile of gems on the desk for you, if you can find her. And I suggest you start in her room,
Well,
where
hang
she
on.
was taken from. All right.
How many gems was the ransom?
4 bags.
And how many gems is that bag equal to?
It's 1 bag of gems.
But that's... I don't think that's enough bags.
I've done some research. It's twice the union required rate.
Well then. Is he lying?
Is he lying?
Oh.
20! He's totally not lying. I mean, provided they're not quartz, like if it's just stuff he's picked up off the road.
Okay,
Yes, but
well,
I'll have you know, mate, the Adventurers Union are a bunch of scabs. I'm in the Wizards Union, me, and we demand a 3.5% gem increase per annum.
He looks at you, he reaches into his drawer, picks up the bag, pulls out 4 or 5 extra gems, puts them in, puts the bag down.
Thank you very much. It doesn't make much of a difference, but it's a principle. You know? Look, give him a couple gems. Next, I'll be taking your lunch break. See?
Look, I'll take whatever I can get. It's all going back to the temple anyway, so it's all good.
it's good to see someone else in a union. I'm going to check the bag.
Solidarity, brother.
Bag. They are high quality gems. It is absolutely a really good payment for this kind of work.
I wander up to the bedroom. I'm
Okay,
bored.
so
I'm rich. I don't have to worry about gems.
Ravius,
I mean,
So Ravius
I
wandered
just-
off?
I just don't
I'll head
think.
up towards the
I just don't think
Yep.
money
as well.
is important.
Yep.
It doesn't make you happy.
he asked you.
I've got the gems
You've got
still.
the gems. He asked you to put the gems down. You haven't done the job yet.
Oh. How about half before and half after?
How about you put them down, and you come up to the room.
Can we have an expense account then?
You're going into a small girl's bedroom. I don't want to know what an expense account will be needed in that situation.
Oh, you think we're going to solve everything in that bedroom?
That's where she was taken from. It's a good start. If you have to leave the house, I'll give you some money.
Excellent.
Some walking money.
All right.
We go upstairs.
Up there already.
All right, we go
All right.
upstairs. What's upstairs, guys?
What's upstairs? Some more exposition. They are wide carpeted stairs. You step into a large room and you can see that Dave clearly dotes on his daughter. There's a 4-poster bed in the far corner. Bookshelves fill the wall to your right, and the wall facing you has a large mural of fairies at play. There's a wooden rocking horse that's modelled in a slightly alarming fashion with its lips pulled back and its teeth are just a little bit too white. There's a chessboard on a small table with a game in progress. There's a large 2-story dollhouse surrounded by, I've written large twice, that's rubbish writing, collections of dollies. In a pile near the bed are what looks like a couple of potatoes and a pile of body parts and facial features that have all been modelled from wood, and they've got like a little metal spike sticking out the back. Now, your eyes though are particularly drawn, the potato itself has a half-built face and 1 arm at the moment. Your eyes though are particularly drawn to a shelf which runs around the entire room at roughly adult human head height, so under your head height.
I look under the bed.
Can I finish my description, please?
While I look under the bed.
Sure.
I also look under the bed.
Okay. Arrayed along the shelf are dozens and dozens of porcelain dolls. Their shiny eyes are staring.
Is there anything under the bed?
Not yet. And they're of every size, shape, and race. There is a delicately featured elf in authentic solstice robes. Her
Many
hair...
disappearances are solved by just looking under the bed.
This is the Halloween one-shot. I'm trying to create some atmosphere and then I will tell you what's under the bed. There is an almost life-size toddler, and its face is a near facsimile of a human child, although its lips are too red and its cheeks are just a little too pink.
Is there a child under the bed?
There is not a child under the bed.
What else is under the bed?
There is a couple of little soft toys and little bits of rag, like little rag dollies for playing with. And some dust. And a couple of spider webs.
Alright, I get the rag dolls out.
Okay, the dollies are all out.
Is there anything interesting with the dollies?
They're dollies. They'd probably be nice to play with.
Alright, I'm going to take one of the dollies.
Okay.
Put it in my
Are
pocket.
you, like, obviously doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to...
What are you doing?
When we find this kid, we have to demonstrate that we're friendly.
Okay, so Dave was about to arc up, and that's very logical, so thank you. All right. That makes sense. I don't like people taking souvenirs, but all right.
I think Thaddeus turns to David. Dave, why is your bedroom full of all little girls' dolls? Are you some sort of pervert, mate? What's going on?
This is my daughter's room.
Huh?
My daughter's room!
Who?
The one you're looking for.
Well, why isn't she here?
She's been kidnapped.
Oh, shit! mate. What are you going to do about that? Far out. Hey, what are we doing standing in a room? We should be looking for it.
I know what to do. Thaddeus, look under the bed.
Oh, I better look under the bed.
Okay.
While Thaddeus is looking under the bed, I'm going to take a poke at these potato things.
Okay, so it's definitely it looks like
It's a clue, right? They're Irish.
It's a little. You were racist against gnomes. The racism was established against gnomes.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, it looks like
You
it's
didn't give
a toy.
You didn't give it singular boundaries. Though.
Oh, that's true. It's true. Irish gnomes, maybe leprechauns. I don't know.
Leprechauns aren't gnomes.
No.
That's racist.
I apologise. Okay, so you're looking under the bed.
No, I think he
Yeah,
goes to look
there's-
under the
there's
bed.
nothing
blood,
under the bed.
Yeah, the blood
Yeah.
sort of flows too quickly out of his brain and he falls asleep. Thaddeus is
Thaddeus
asleep under the bed.
is having a nap.
I'm looking at these
Okay.
weird potatoes.
Can you roll a perception for me? Anyone else want to roll a perception to look around?
Sure.
That's a
17.
17.
I have to roll with
Two.
disadvantage because I'm asleep.
You don't roll. You're
Oh,
asleep. Okay. So those of you who got not a rubbish roll,
I'm looking under the bed again.
you're looking under the bed again. You notice that all the dolls. You see a snoring, very old wizard.
I put the cover down because now we know where he is.
Okay.
We can get him.
You notice that all the dolls appear to be looking at the dollhouse.
Is there a window?
There are several windows.
I look out the window.
Oh, in the dollhouse or in the real house?
The real house.
Okay.
I got a 2.
You look out the window with the. Well spotted. You look out the window of the real house and you see that there are some nice grounds, but you can't really see anything. It's starting to get
I
dark.
look
Do I-
inside the dollhouse
Okay.
window.
So looking through the windows on the top floor, you can see into what looks like a dining room. You see 4 peg dollies, a mummy, a daddy, and 2 children at a table.
It's very heteronormative. Just saying.
That's true. It is.
I didn't feel like he defined them that far.
Mum and
I
dad.
did say a mummy, dad, and a mummy and a daddy and 2 children.
Okay.
Nuclear families.
Family. They've got blank faces, so their faces are completely blank. But their bodies are like the little peg bodies are very well decorated with very realistically drawn clothes. And in the next room, you can see there's a nursery and there's a little peg dolly baby in a crib.
Thaddeus wakes up and rolls out of bed and
Yep.
has trouble remembering where he is, and he looks at the toddler size, the very lifelike doll, and
Yep.
about his size. And he goes, "Oh, g'day, darling. Here you go. You know, I'm a wizard. Just on a mission. Yeah, you know. What are you doing later?" He does that for a little bit.
Fair enough.
I'm still looking out the window. I think they came through here.
I'm gonna ask Xavier Rabia, sorry, while he's looking at the dollhouse.
You
Oh, I
noticed
did.
that
I
too.
did. I looked in there's 2 stories in the dollhouse, right?
There are 2 stories,
I looked
yeah.
in the other story.
So the bottom story, which I cunningly didn't write up, you can see that through a couple of the windows there's a kitchen. There's one kitchen, there's what looks like a library and a sitting room, so it's a relatively well appointed.
Does anything look weird or off?
It's a dollhouse, there's no denying that the peg dollies are creepy AF.
Do they look like they belong there though? Like, are they placed like? Do they match the decor?
They match the overall, like
Okay.
it's built to the scale of them.
Does one of the peg dolls look like Dave?
No. He's a giant slab of a human and they're little cylinders.
Thaddeus would like to cast a spell.
I didn't explain the spell mechanic we've given to our doddering old wizard here. We are randomizing Thaddeus's spells.
Thaddeus, in his 300 years of magic practice, I guess, and 400 years of doddering around, has sort of learnt and forgotten every single spell in existence and a couple that he made himself. So what we're going to do is every time I want to cast a spell, I'm going to shuffle this actual deck of spell cards, 5th edition D&D spell cards, level 1 to 3.
You're jealous.
And whatever card I draw, that's the spell I cast. I also have a deck of level 5 to 9 spells.
For the podcasters, we totally didn't encourage that at all.
So I'm just gonna give him a shuffle.
Alrighty.
So Thaddeus is, hopefully he goes, don't worry guys, I'll cast an augury. I'll bloody use me 6th sense to figure out what happened here. He closes his eyes and rolls up his very, very, very long sleeves of his curtain that he's wearing as a robe. Hums some arcane gibberish. Ham sandwich, get the feature, blah, 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 blah. And then he casts Animate Dead. This spell creates an undead servant. Choose a pile of bones or corpse of a medium to small humanoid within range. Your spell imbues the target with a foul mimicry of life, raising an undead creature.
We've established there's a pile of bones there. Yeah.
There's a pile of potatoes and so...
Material, a drop of blood, a piece of flesh, and a pinch of bone dust. Scaly, come here for a second. You
No, I
please
don't.
stick. Oh, you got heaps of blood. You're 8 feet tall, right? Stay still, darling. This won't hurt me.
Stop this! Unhand me!
Oh, sorry. And then, I don't know, gets a little bit of blood from his hand.
Ow, that hurts like a fart on a stick!
And animates dead.
So, the potato, which was dead, starts to twitch. The one eye blinks. The crooked mouth moves a little. And the arm starts to reach out and grab and pull the potato closer to you.
I smash it. I smash it really fast.
Okay. Can you roll a d20 for me?
I would like to...
7.
I would like to counter that. But like in reaction, I want to go, hey, that's me potato!
And while that's going
A little
on,
boy!
I want to ask the potato, because it has an eye, what it saw.
The mouth moves soundlessly. There's a sort of a slight wet smacking as it moves, but it makes no language.
I smash it.
But the potato saw something. It's trying to tell us.
I'd like to roll an intelligence check to see if I speak potato.
It's not the worst idea.
That's a
19!
And then Thaddeus makes his lips go out like that, puts his eyebrows all the way to the top of his head and goes, actually, you'll see that Bill Shorten actually wants to stop the boat. You'll see that Bill, that's Lee, that is absolutely out of order. It's a political joke.
Okay.
Yeah, whoa, now it's getting spooky.
The potato is about to start saying
The
something,
immigration minister's coming in.
and Ravia axe kicks the potato, and now it's mash.
Ah,
It was already dead.
that was our lead.
That was our one lead.
Well, we've got a
Christ, it's gonna be a long night.
We've got a second lead. This window. I'm sure they came through the window.
I already cast my spell for this situation, so you guys go nuts.
Can I reach in and like shuffle the pink dolls around
Okay.
or take them out
So-
and have a look at them?
As soon as you touch the dollhouse, there is a bright flash, and suddenly, the four of you, and just the four of you, because that makes more narrative use for me, are standing in the entrance hall of a grand mansion.
I did
In
it!
front of you, stairs lead up to another level. Behind you is the front door. It is placed perfectly in the center of a very long wall.
Wait, how do we get here? Am I sundowning again?
Either side,
This is unnatural.
a corridor extends roughly 30 feet in each direction. You can see doors to other rooms, 2 on each side of the stairs.
Are the doors shut?
They are shut. You can hear also from the room, from the level above you, a wooden scraping.
Hey, everyone! Can you hear that wooden scraping?
I don't like this.
Let's walk very fast away from it.
Before we do that, I want to detect evil.
You detect evil. There is evil all up in this mofo.
How much evil is there here, Scaly?
There is so much evil in this. Am I allowed to say that? I'm just gonna say this place. It's really
That's really evil.
Alright, can we walk away from the sound now?
Yes.
But it's above us.
Yeah, but I mean, it can't be all the way above
Can't
us.
walk down, David. Come on. Gonna walk forward or backwards.
So you said there's multiple doors.
There are multiple doors.
But there's a corridor.
There is a corridor.
Let's go down the corridor then.
Okay, so you go down the corridor. So on one side of you, it's just a wall that looks to have windows. There's some curtains.
Yep.
And then on the right-hand side, there's doors.
What's behind the curtains?
You open the curtains.
Yep.
It's me chest.
You are now.
Buy me a drink first, eh? Yeah. Now, I'm just joking, mate.
Calm down, Thaddeus.
Not for the grace of God.
You open the curtains.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You'll make me dirty.
You are.
For the listeners at home, I look very ashamed. But I've got to sacrifice my art, you and...
I opened the curtains.
You open the curtains, and you are now seeing out into a giant room.
Oh, so there's no glass?
There's glass in the window, and through the glass, you are seeing out into a huge room.
Hey everyone, there's a huge room.
Oh, shit, where'd that room
What's
come
in
from?
the room?
Behind the curtains.
What's in the room?
Is anything in the
So
room?
you can just see the corner of what is a giant four-poster bed. Up the wall on the room, there's a shelf. And on that shelf are a whole bunch of porcelain dolls, and they're all looking at you.
Oh, I don't
no.
like this.
Hey, that's like the dolls from before. How'd they get out there?
I don't enjoy this.
I think
Is there
they're
any
different.
sign of Dave's corner?
None that you can see in the corridor.
Anyways, we're either gonna die here or die somewhere else, so let's die quick before we die later. So let's go to the... I go to where the scraping
shut the
is.
curtains.
I
shut
walk
the curtains.
towards the scraping.
Okay, you walk towards the scraping.
But
The
it's up-
scraping
it's
is
up.
upstairs.
It's upstairs.
It's
There's
like, walk up the stairs.
Okay.
wherever
Are
they
there
are.
stairs?
Thaddeus is. I said there were stairs. There were stairs leading to an upper level. I did say there were stairs, right? I didn't dream it.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you.
I imagine stairs. There's always stairs in every room in a mansion as well.
There's got to be.
Yeah. It's very,
Otherwise-
even if they lead to nowhere, it's just this. Stairs in this universe are a status symbol.
We got
We
the
have
stairs.
stairs in our summer home.
That's why we're trying to put more stairs in the temple.
So you go up the stairs. All of you? Yes. No. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So as you go up the stairs and around the corner,
Take them one at a time.
as you
Shut
get
up,
up the
jeez.
stairs,
Oh, Christ. Oh.
the
Can someone help
scraping
me out?
doors.
Should I just carry you?
You
I'm,
I'd love
absolutely
you to carry
can.
me. Okay,
I'm big and strong. I
Just-
just lift up.
Just give me a strength roll and don't watch it. All we're looking for is a 1 to see if you drop him. Otherwise, it's fine. It's a 4. All of you that were willing that to be a 1, shame on you.
I was.
So it's a bit awkward, but I
It's totally
definitely
there.
like facing forward, my arms and legs sort of like just hanging out like a little baby.
There's a bit of a
yawn.
Yoda vibe. Okay, bit of a Daniel Craig being emasculated vibe for anyone who's paying attention on that wasn't me. Thank you. And so,
Now it's
as you go up on,
Yeah.
that's perfect timing because as you turn around and mount the landing, you see scraping coming towards you. The peg dollies, only they are about the same size as you.
I disappear.
They move in a jerky motion, like bad stop motion animation.
I disappear.
You will be able to get a chance to disappear.
Go now.
As they get closer, you can hear a splintering sound as the arms and legs that are painted on them split away to form proper limbs. And they
Yikes.
come towards you with those limbs outstretched, their faces still blank, and the scraping wooden noise as they get closer and closer. Assembled strong! That's our half time. We will find out what happens to our adventurers upon the return. Will you be successful in your disappearing? Will you do something unpleasant to your curtain and it'll end up all over Scaly? We will find out in roughly 15 minutes time. Thank you all very much. Please avail yourselves of the bar. The snacks are excellent as well. I recommend the Anzac slice. And we will see you very shortly for the second half of Roll for Intelligence. one-shot, the second half, roll for intelligence. I, despite my best efforts, continue to be Ewan. And please welcome to the stage again, Burger, Ravier, Scaly, and Thaddeus. Okay.
Right.
It's very bright. When last we saw our heroes, creepy peg dollies were scraping towards them, their blank faces somehow full. It's very warm.
It's very warm. All right. Who reckons I should put the curtain back on?
Yeah!
Who didn't see that coming?
God.
Show some commitment.
Says the man in short sleeves.
Hey, I'm playing someone playing D&D.
Oh, fuck. That's like going to a fucking Halloween party and going, I'm dressed up as me.
Okay, so creepy dollies coming towards, blank faces somehow full of menace, moving as though with cheap stop motion, janky and disjointed. They are coming closer and closer towards you.
Should we roll
Watch out,
initiative?
guys. It's a
We
second
should
year
roll
media
initiative.
student project coming at us.
Before we roll initiative, I would like
you
to take a
serious?
moment.
Hang on.
Sorry, I'd like to take a moment first before we start the battle to thank the traditional owners of the land on which we are fighting on, please. I don't know who they are because it's Dollhouse. Dollhouse are different owners, but I just wanted to say it. That's all. Continue.
Okay,
That should have been part of initiative. Anyway.
there we go. That's a 20 for Scaly!
Is this the first catchphrase? Roll for
I got a
intelligence.
10.
A 10?
I'm sorry, I got a 13.
13?
-1 for Dex. Because I got the arthritis.
10, 3, this is always the funnest bit for everybody in the room, me writing down numbers. Okay.
Yeah, that's
And I know what I got. So, because there was a natural 20 involved, Scaly, would you care to, I don't know, go first?
Alright, so there's a bunch of peg people like trying to approach, right?
Yep.
They look kind of menacing.
Very.
Really creepy. I don't like them. Very unsettled. So I'm just gonna try and attack them, and I summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So because Bahamut is like is a platinum dragon with blue eyes, I'm good, basically just channeling the lightning energy through my body and trying like just zap him. Zap him with
Okay.
a big old
Lightning
lightning bolt.
bolt. Give me a d20 roll. In fact, give me 2 and pick the biggest one. I know, right?
Also
Just
known as advantage. Hello? Yes. Welcome to an actual play podcast.
The white male is over here.
That's a 2 and a 6, everybody. Or otherwise known as, at least we didn't botch. So, there is this amazing light show as ribbons of pure energy crackle from your hands, arcing on the walls and the floor and the roof. It's like the scene in the hallway in Ghostbusters. There's these lines of dark and... For the podcast listeners, the lights are flashing and it's super rad. But sadly,
Slimer there?
you singularly fail to actually hit any of the wooden dollies.
Clearly, I'm just not believing hard enough.
Speaking of, it's all your fault. Speaking of wooden dollies, it is now their turn. One of them is getting closer, and is close to you, old mate, and takes a swing at you with its wooden dolly arm, and gets a 16.
Yeah, the curtain doesn't provide much AC.
So the wooden dolly comes towards you, and in a way that seems to go, the movement seems to take less time. It seems to skip whole points of the arc as its arm comes around, and it hits your frail old body with full force. All right,
I think
it's your go though.
Thaddeus gets hit, and he looks at this doll, and his eyes shine with arcane energy. And he says, "You dare!" You dare strike the Master of Magic! He starts to rise up, as if rising to his full height. It almost looks like, because he's got a very long curtain robe, he rises up and it looks like he's 6'2", and his voice gets deep and his eyes shine with blue energy. He says, "You dare strike the guardian of the realm! You dare strike the protector of all free peoples! This is my house! And woe to intruders!" And I'm gonna cast one of my 5-level spells. And Thaddeus pulls back his robe, his hands full of youthful, virile, probably the wrong word to use, energy. And with a flick of his wrists, he casts, what? Move Earth!
Whoa!
Is that good? Nah, that's not funny.
No, it's awesome!
He casts, that's better, True Polymorph! Choose one creature or non-magical object that you see within range. You transform the creature into a different creature, the creature into an object, or the object into a creature, parentheses, the object must be neither worn nor carried by another creature. The transformation lasts for the duration, or until the target drops to 0 hit points or dies. If you concentrate on this spell for the full duration, the transformation becomes permanent. Shape changes aren't affected by this spell. An unwilling creature can make a wisdom saving throw and if it succeeds. It isn't affected by the spell. See page 283.
Move Earth was way
Copyright
better!
Wizards of the Coast, no ownership is intended or implied.
Should have gone with Move Earth.
Nah, this is funnier.
Okay. So, I don't know what your...
Wisdom saving throw.
So, what do you want to turn one of these peg dollies into?
Oh, they're not.
A metal dolly!
No. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know what she looks like. I'm gonna turn him into a nice, cool case of Crown Lark. because that is one of these old blokes who reckons crowns are real fancy.
So you are now facing 3 creepy peg dollies and the greatest threat of all, a case of Crown Lager.
You are very welcome.
Okay, Burger.
While all that noise and light show's going on, I'm gonna disappear.
Okay, so
And I'm gonna use my supreme sneak.
Suprema sneak away. Give me 2 and have an advantage. That's a 10. Definitely do another one. That's a 9. Wow, not much better.
Oh,
Okay.
where'd he go?
Okay, so you... okay, so...
Come on,
Burger,
there's a lot going on.
there is a lot going on. That's why I gave you advantage and you still binned it.
10 is good.
So, you...
Ewan, the dolls don't have any eyes.
But they have perception.
Oh.
Surely they're concentrating on the Crown Lager.
They have no care for their fallen comrades.
Whoa.
You are now behind the curtains, but if someone makes a sufficient perception roll, they'll notice your feet sticking out from underneath.
Okay.
Okay, Ravia.
Okay, I would like to use well actually.
Okay. What does well actually do?
I create a well.
Okay. Can you roll your die and I'll roll mine? I got a 5 and you got a 12. A well appears in the middle of this floor and another one of the dollies disappears down the well. You hear a thump as it lands on the floor beneath you and a scraping as it starts to move towards the stairs again. And now we're at the top of the order again. Scaly, you have 2 left to deal with.
I'm going to cast Pray Until Something Happens.
Okay.
So for this one, I roll a die, and depending on what number it lands on, it does a couple of different things. And I'm going to, so one of these things that it can potentially restore health. So I'm going to aim it towards
What else is it?
Thaddeus. But also there is a chance it could backfire. So I'm going to try my best.
What? Don't do your fucking voodoo shit on me, you weirdo!
It's not voodoo, I'm just praying.
Don't do your fucking snake magic! Is that what you are?
I'm a dragonborn!
paper.
Dragonborn! I have limbs! Alright, so I'm gonna pray until something happens.
I met a dragon once. He was a bit of a nice bloke. So
17.
Oh, so 17.
You
Use
have advantage.
advantage.
So you get advantage on your next thing.
cool.
Good work.
Nice.
Speaking of your next thing, it's the dollies go. So the one that was near you turned into Crown Lager, so you're fine.
Yeah.
You're invisible, so 1 to 10, 11 to 20.
Yeah.
Hi! So this wooden thing takes a swing at you and gets a 2. So I'm going to let you have a counterattack because you're all monkey and stuff.
Yes.
That's Jack. Oh, 17, even better. Okay. This is your moment. You have trained against lengths of wood your entire life. It swings at you, and you perfectly block it. And with a excellently, because I already used perfectly, executed knife hand, you break straight through the arm of this thing, and it staggers back, flailing its splintered stump. Still good. Okay, Thaddeus, what do you want to do?
The only thing Thaddeus knows how to do. I'm gonna sip a fucking beer and cast a fucking spell. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's the spell roulette. Get excited. Some of the cards are upside down.
You do have advantage this round as well.
Ooh, so I get to cast 2 spells? I don't know.
If this one's less funny, you can swap it out.
But you already did that.
It's true.
I cast
Yes.
Spider Climb! Listen to these materials. The materials are a drop of bitumen and a spider. Thaddeus pulls out a spider and a drop of bitumen and goes, yummy, yummy, in my tummy, and he climbs up the wall.
Okay.
He hobbles up the wall.
In case peg dollies with no faces moving on their own wasn't creepy enough, you now have a hexacentenarian doing a creepy baby climb up the wall with the curtain dangling down, so you can
Nah,
see
the curtain falls off.
We've all seen the Harry Potter movie with Voldemort in that white underground station. It's
No.
basically that up the wall. It's this big head, huddled body, spider monkey, like naked spider monkey kind of thing.
Why would I want to watch
I mean,
that?
all spider monkeys are naked. A shaved spider monkey up the wall.
I'm sorry, he is wearing pants.
A shaved spider monkey wearing pants has just
held up by a rope.
and is now holding up on the roof.
I think once he gets to the top of the roof, he stands
Is the
up.
well
'cause he
still
knows-
there?
The well is still there.
Are any of the dolls near a well?
For the purposes of this, yes.
Excellent. I'm going to use... Whoa, which one? Fast hands?
Fast hands? What is
And I'm
fast
going to
hands?
roll my barrel, because I always carry a barrel.
That's canon.
No, it's a barrel.
And I'm going to roll it into one of them
All right.
to trip it into the well.
More wood on wood crime. Okay, roll the thing.
Most heinous of all crimes.
A 7!
Yeah!
That's enough. These things are unco. It doesn't know where it's coming from. We've only got 20 minutes left. So, it takes a step forward, going for Scaly, and steps right on the barrel. And rolls on the barrel and doesn't have a barrel of fun. It hits the edge of the well and ends up going down.
Yeah!
Yay!
I was
Did we do
excited.
it? Did we do it?
No, there's one
One
left.
left. Yeah.
Ravier, it's your turn.
Does it look like a male or a female doll? Not that I
It's one of the
see-
children.
Oh, like is it a male or female child though?
It is indeterminate because the clothing is from when that age when they all wore sailor
I
suits.
want to roll an intelligence check.
Okay, roll an intelligence check. It's a boy
16.
child.
No, not on that.
Okay.
Oh no, well it's done. It's done. No, it's a boy
so
now.
that I can work out that we're in the dollhouse. Can I work that out?
Yes, you've worked out you're in the dollhouse. Burger has caught up, everybody.
Well, because it's a boy, I use Smash the Patriarchy.
What does Smash the Patriarchy do?
I hit someone, but if they're male, I get an advantage.
That's valid. 19!
Ooh.
15.
15. Okay. What are you gonna do to it?
Oh, I'm just gonna like smash it up.
Okay,
With
so
my
you
staff.
just with
Yeah.
your staff. So you
Smash it.
just swing your staff straight through, and it just like balsa would be hit like by a gun. It just explodes everywhere, and splinters fall down.
Smash, patriarchy, done.
And you have now,
Great.
except for the slightly confused scraping downstairs that isn't getting closer, sounds like it's going round and round in circles. You have defeated the Peg Dollies.
I jump out from behind the curtain and I say, "We're in the dollhouse."
Thanks,
And then
Burger.
Thaddeus goes, "We're in the what?"
Thank you, Burger.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Are there any bits?
There's just fragments. You need to.
I gather the fragments.
Okay.
Can I build something? Because I have.
You do have your tinkering.
Yep.
What are you aiming to build?
A fire starter.
Okay, a twisted fire starter.
I don't get that joke, but okay.
That's Jack.
That was a 17. Look where you
the
put
three.
it. 3. Whose side are you on?
15. You now have a fire starter.
Excellent.
Thaddeus
I think we're gonna
from
meet
the
more
roof
of these
tries to
things.
open a crown for it to just all spill out. Oh no!
Okay.
This is upside down.
Roll a d20.
Right.
Just roll it.
Okay. That's a 7.
Okay, Scaly, you are now covered in alcohol.
That's a great idea. I grab a beer.
Yeah, oh yeah, go nuts, mate. Make yourself at home.
I take a second, seeing.
I don't enjoy this. I just
Um,
kind of look disgruntled. And I want to use a word, but I know it's bad and I can't say it, and I just kind of think it really hard. The word is, you're a meanie.
I rifle through the case. There's no like craft beers or anything, or IPAs maybe,
Something hoppy.
organic. Yeah, you know, with some like floral notes. I don't know. No, just crown.
It's just crowns.
Thaddeus attempts to find the way out or reverse the enchantment on the dollhouse just by doing some magic shit.
Are you sure?
Also,
The 3
Do
words
it.
you don't want to
Do
hear
it.
your DM
Do
say.
Do it. Do it.
So he's no, actually,
Do it.
Thaddeus is just gonna roll to identify the type of magic that is going on. Guys, I reckon.
12. Yeah, so you reckon you are in some kind of weird pocket dimension that these youngsters keep messing around with and you don't hold any truck with?
But I already worked.
What's the wrong with a bag of holding? You know, why do you have to make a whole fucking house?
I already worked it out.
Jesus.
I already worked it out, Thaddeus. We're in the dollhouse. But thanks.
We're in the what?
You heard.
we gotta look for Dave's daughter.
Can we roll perception?
You can roll perception, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll perception. It's a
4. Okay, there.
Excellent.
Despite rolling a 4, you
What?
become aware that there are doors on the corridor that you're in.
Oh,
Doors.
I checked the doors for traps.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, a natural 20! Are you ready? Yes. There's no traps, but you hear very dimly the Jack in the Box. Oh, that's a different thing. The Jack in the Box.
What do I hear?
Roll, pop goes a weasel.
Don't hear anything.
I ruined it. Never mind.
We all know it, right? So
We
we
all
can
know
just-
pop goes a weasel, so you listen through one of the doors
And
you
I hear the sound of
slowly
horrible
and janky.
failure. What?
And it's not, the tempo is off, sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower.
Awesome. I tell everyone I hear some music, and it sounds like bagpipes.
I used to listen to music.
Which door? So are you listening? The music.
Which
playing
door?
on the
All of them?
It's on the far end of the hall.
Oh, at the far end of the hall.
Well, then I go over to that door and I say, "Fucking keep it there!" These kids and their bloody Jack in the Box music.
But there's no traps.
There are no traps on that door, no.
Well, I tell everyone, no traps on this door.
Oh, well, it'll be fine to open then. And I open the
You
door.
open the door. So you open the door. You were looking in at the nursery. So the floor and the walls are all painted on and papered on.
I
In
can
the
handle
middle
this.
is a crib, a little wooden crib with the
The
with a baby
scariest
peg
thing of
dolly.
all, a baby.
Next to it is a little wooden table, and there's a book painted on the table, and there's various.
So
toys
there's
and
no
things.
book. It's just a
It's
painting
a painted
of a book.
a painting of a book.
So we can't. So we can't see it because it's. We'd have to go over to the
From
table.
the angle
to see
you
I've
can
got this.
see.
it. Okay.
I want to sneak up to the crib.
Okay, you can totally sneak up to the crib.
And I get out my fire starter.
You get out your fire starter.
And I set fire to the crib.
You set fire to the crib.
Yes.
Okay. The crib is now on fire.
And I leave.
Okay.
Thaddeus attempts to.
Normally, setting fire to the plot is a metaphor.
Thaddeus attempts to put out because as senile as he is, he knows he shouldn't set babies on fire. Fucking yeah, there's just like a fucking gnome.
I say,
Fucking psychopaths, a lot of them.
I steal his deck of cards.
And you can't steal my deck of cards. This is
Deck of cards.
representational. It's not real.
Steal them.
You're gonna have to come over here and literally fucking steal them. Fuck
Boys,
off! Steal my wine!
Okay. Oh my goodness, I
This has
feel
gone
like I
so
may have
off
lost
the rails.
control a little.
Anyways, I attempt to put out the fire with magic circle. Nah, that's not funny.
So while that's going on, I'm going to cast Old Priest, Young Priest.
Yes.
And I'm going to bring out a flask of holy water and try and just like douse the flames.
Okay.
Before that, I put out the flames with lightning bolts.
Okay. Don't set fire to the crib! Yells Thaddeus, raising his arm as arcane energy crackles around him and explodes a third of the crib with lightning, setting fire to the bits that weren't already on fire.
Oh, fuck, I didn't know water looked like that.
I say, well done, Thaddeus.
Yeah, so you spray holy water. The crib is now smouldering ashes, the embers.
Is there
The
a baby
peg
in
dolly
there?
is largely intact, maybe a little smoke damage.
Oh, it's a baby peg.
Yeah, it's a baby peg dolly. It's not moving.
Oh, wait.
We got any gnomes in the audience?
I don't know if not moving is good in this case.
Can I
Clearly we killed it.
Where's the jack in the box?
can I use my vegan superpowers?
What does your vegan
You're
superpower
gonna eat
do?
the baby.
Okay, what's vegan superpower?
My vegan superpowers, I get glowy eyes.
Yeah.
And then I get a little bit of telekinesis.
Okay.
I just want to
what's
lift
it-
the baby up.
Okay. Oh.
I lift the baby. There's no vegan place around. It's okay. I lift the baby.
Okay, you lift the
pretend
baby a little
up,
bit.
and then just like try and shoot it towards the well.
Okay.
No, don't do that. That's literally the plot to The Ring. There's just gonna be another spooky house to go to. Like, fuck.
So
Do it. Do it.
I shoot
the
it.
baby flies towards the well, out the door, and you hear a clatter and a clunk as it falls down the
Good.
well.
Excellent.
It's gone.
We have solved this mystery, people.
Done.
Does this happen every show? Is there always infanticide?
No. We had geriatricide a while ago.
You had what?
Is that the word? Did I get it right? Was that the construction? And it was the gnome. Axe kicked a
Oh, I
know. Axe kicked a sweet old lady to death.
Speaking of axe kicking sweet old ladies, what's happening in this room?
So you are aware there's toys painted on the wall. There's a table with a book on it.
Okay, he's mentioned the book twice. Let's go over a look at this book.
I reckon the Jack in the Box is going to come out of the book.
Let's find out. Is there any way to find out? Thaddeus gets a chair from the other side of the room, climbs up on it, and looks to get a
Okay.
proper
I just
view.
lift you up.
Oh yeah.
The cover of the book says that it is a collection of dwarven nursery rhymes.
Oh no, we don't want this. Nah, they're all about.
And
Doing
you notice,
crimes.
can I get a perception roll from everyone, please?
Oh, I just want to put the book in my backpack.
Okay,
Yeah.
you as you reach to touch the book,
Yeah.
the painting of the book becomes three-dimensional, and you can lift it up and you can put it in your backpack.
And I do.
Job
done.
It's a 3 for the kid.
Let's search the other room.
12.
5.
You notice that the painting of the toys, one of them is a Jack in the Box, and the handle is slowly going around in the painting.
I got a
That's
19.
unnatural. I don't like it.
I got a 19.
that's
Do
gonna-
I learn more than that?
It appears to be speeding up.
Oh, there's a bomb, everyone. Let's get out of here.
I cast a spell at it. I attempt to cast lightning bolts.
For
And,
those listening at home, he's burned lightning bolt already this round.
but instead I cast disguise.
Okay. What are you disguised as?
Because I'm focusing on the Jack in the Box, I turn into a Jack.
Okay. There is now. You turn around and there's a Jack in the Box in the middle of the floor.
I put him in my backpack.
Okay.
Let's get away from the bomb, everyone.
I just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's run. We're
This isn't worth 4 bags of gems.
I just want to leave. I don't enjoy this.
Okay.
We leave the room.
Okay, you've left the room.
God, really?
There's-
You know what? No adventure tonight, guys!
hey, man, there's heaps more rooms to search.
Yes.
There are a lot more rooms.
I thought we'd just leave.
You can try.
Can I
Anyway,
peek
you're in
I'd
my
like to
back-
leave the
You're in
backpack.
my backpack.
Yes.
Can I peek inside the room? I just want to see
So
if
the
anything's
room-
happening
the-
in there still.
that room?
Yeah, the Jack in the Box
Okay,
room.
so
I'm like,
you
is anything happening?
It starts to pick up.
I'm still looking. Like,
I get the Jack in the Box out.
And there is
By
a
this
clatter.
time, I've turned it off to try and get arms so I can work.
And
work
there
my
is
way
a
to-
clatter, and the Jack in the Box falls out of the wall, and as it falls out of the painting, it grows to about the same size as the crib on either end. It lands in the middle, and it pops open, and this huge clown on a spring with just 2 long fingers.
close the door.
Good job. I said we had to leave that room.
You now hear a sort of a thump thump,
Let's go to another
getting
room.
closer
Yeah.
to the wall, to the room.
Is it like a door stopper or something? I can just.
It opens inwards.
Guys, what's going on? Did we beat the Jack in the Box?
Oh, I've got you
Nothing's
out.
going on.
You're
Oh,
out.
did you? I'm out. Guys, what's going on?
Okay.
No, I used magic to turn myself back into a person. What's happening? I'm drunk.
Another room?
Yeah,
You
we're going
open
to
another. So the
Yep.
room next to it is a playroom.
That sounds bad.
There is, again, more toys painted on the inside. There's also a whole bunch of shelves with books painted on the other side.
Maybe one of these books is called Where to Find That Girl.
And there's another table, and this table has a chessboard on it.
Are there any chess pieces?
There's some chess pieces painted on the wall.
We touch everything, makes it all come to life.
Okay, you're now just up to your knees in toys.
I put some in my backpack.
You've got toys in your backpack.
Yeah.
But amongst those toys are the chess pieces.
I don't know.
Thaddeus,
Do any of us know how to play chess?
Oh, excuse me.
What?
It's my turn in the order. Thaddeus goes, don't worry, guys. I'm a master at chess. I used to play chess with the Baron Draconian. He's a bloody vampire, I think. I don't know, or a dragon. I forget. And he sits down. He puts out the chess pieces. Is this the one where you move diagonally?
Give me 2d20 rolls and pick the highest.
14.
14! Purely by senile, we have 14 minutes left chance. You place the pieces on the board, and as luck would have it, it is exactly the same formation as the ongoing game in the room that you just came from.
But Thaddeus thinks that that's how you set up chess.
How you set up
Start.
just randomly,
Yeah, just-
a couple knocked over.
Bishop's right in the middle.
And from downstairs, you start to hear a young girl crying.
Oh, that's the creepiest thing yet!
In a I'm scared way, not in a it's 3 in the morning and I thought the house was empty way.
I say, hey everyone, can you hear that girl crying?
I say
What?
yes.
Yes. What does that mean?
I
Does
feel-
that mean I won the game?
I feel like that's the end of the adventure calling.
Oh, okay.
Probably go downstairs.
A young voice yells, "Help!"
Oh, that's us. We're here. Help.
You run
Ellie?
downstairs?
I'll run downstairs.
Okay, you run downstairs.
Yeah.
You see the peg dolly. There's one smashed peg dolly, another one that fell through, just sort of smashed its leg, and is currently lurching towards a girl, probably about 7 years old, who is cowering away from it down the corridor.
I set
I'm
fire
going
to it.
Let's clarify, the peg dolly or the child?
Peg dolly.
Okay, give me a d20 roll.
Can't be too sure with these names. You've got to double check.
That's a 3.
I set fire to the
Can
little
you
girl.
roll it again? You set fire to the curtains.
Oh, excellent. That's
I take my curtains off.
Scaly wants to do something.
So, as part of when I'm on, door knocking, all that kind of thing, I also always have my good scroll. It's got the good word in it. That's how I talk to people. It's really big because I'm also really big. And so I'm going to, it's a move called Knock Knock, where I just wallop someone over the head with my scroll.
Give us a d20, please.
So I'm just going to go for the peg with my giant scroll. It's a really
13.
fudging
That
big
is
scroll.
enough.
Really peg that peg.
Yeah. That's a different game. And so you bring it down and you smash it to splinterinos, which is now a word. So there we go.
Yeah, good
So the second set of curtains have caught. Yes.
excellent.
So the young lady, the young girl is looking at you just wide-eyed and terrified.
Can I cast
Oh,
one
I
more
give
high
her the
levels?
doll.
Can I?
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hand her the doll.
Yeah.
She looks confused and terrified.
I say, take it.
No, just terrified.
And I say, take the doll. He means business. He's already killed one child tonight.
She is just weeping with terror and crawling away from you.
Can I cast one more high level spell to put out the fire?
You
on
can
the
try.
curtains? Alright, here we go, guys. High level spell. You ready for it?
Are you casting this on the little girl?
No,
Oh,
on
on
the fire.
curtains.
Oh, the curtains.
But who knows? You know?
Let's find out together, shall we?
But they're both on fire. Why do you have to add anything?
What? No, I'm put it out, mate.
Oh.
It's not all about starting fires. Some of us are here to put them out, and I do that with imprisonment. Do I imprison the fire?
There is now, it looks like a clear boundary around the fire that it's licking against. It's not going anywhere, and it's actually quite pretty.
Look at that. You guys heard of a water feature? I just made a fire feature.
She's still very scared.
Still trying to give her the doll.
She takes the doll just in case that'll hopefully stop you.
I do. I stop. Like, good.
Okay. Who are you?
This-
Where am I?
Hello.
It looks like my dollhouse.
My name is Scaly.
Oh,
I'm
so
from
yeah,
the
we
Temple
are.
of Bahamut.
I'm Aurora.
Hello. Oh, we actually. Wait, what's Dave's daughter's name? We never actually
Aurora.
got-
I forgot to mention that. It's Aurora.
How do we know you're real?
Is your dad's name Dave?
I call him Dad, but other people call him Dave, or please no.
And it's funny. Well, Aurora, it's funny you mentioned that this looks like your dollhouse. Because we are in your dollhouse.
You've worked that out. You must be so smart.
I know.
Wait, we're in the dollhouse? That's fucking insane, dude.
So what we need to do is clearly find another dollhouse in this dollhouse and touch that.
And then we'll be in another fucking
Yeah.
dollhouse.
It's just dollhouses all the way down.
Yeah. Thaddeus gets out his spinning top to see if he's still in the dollhouse.
Should we try the door?
You could. You haven't yet.
I think Radia should talk to Aurora because I think a girl like Aurora is very comfortable talking to an old hippie.
Oh, what?
An old hippie.
Just old hippie.
I'm not an old hippie, I'm a young hippie.
Oh, young. Oh, okay. Fuck, sorry. Sorry.
I am an enormous dragon after all.
Yeah. Too spooky. Crazy old doesn't know
But
where
it
he
says
is. And,
he-
no, that one's talking to children.
It says I'm very likable
He
and I
is
love
very
life.
likable. You do love
Yeah.
life. Okay.
And yet you spend so much time screaming at this little girl.
thing!
That's not good role.
Do the thing!
Alright.
You
What
what
do
do you
you
want us
want
to do? I'll set fire to something.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Can we
The
just
door?
find the
Front
door?
of
You
the
can
dollhouse?
try the door.
Yes. Let's
It
try
doesn't
the door.
open.
No.
You like the front door?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't open.
Oh, mate, cast your spell that's called Knock Knock.
That was the smacking people.
Yeah, smack the door with your big scroll.
Smack the door.
How hard do you want to smack the door?
I'm really big.
As hard
As
Very
hard as you
strong.
can?
Yeah, like as hard as I can.
Okay, you smack the door as hard as you can. There is a bright flash You are thrown back onto the
Ow.
stairs, and you take a balloon of damage.
You should have let me check it for traps.
Well, now I cast Pray the Pain Away,
Yep.
and I heal myself.
Okay. Everyone look away. She's healing herself.
Shit, how do we get... Well, I guess,
Is there
There
another
are
door?
literally 4 other doors.
Oh.
Yeah, well, let's split up and check
Hang on.
one door each.
Hang on. I'm going to check them all for traps.
All
Roll the
right.
die, please. Okay. You find that you believe there are no traps.
I believe there are no traps.
Let's split up and check each door.
Can
Okay.
I talk to the little girl and just be like, hey, little girl, hi. This is your dollhouse.
Yes.
What's in all the rooms?
So
You know?
there's the kitchen, the scullery, the library, and the sitting room.
The scullery.
What's a scullery?
Oh,
It's
I
like
feel
a-
like I'm going to take the sitting room. Oh, it's been a long adventure.
How do you
I
use
take
Okay,
this.
so you
I
go
look
in, you open it up. So there's a couple of
Skinny
wooden
ones.
chairs.
Yep.
Again, we have that creepy like painted on lots of curtains and portraits.
Is there anything? Is there a key painted on it? Is there a map? Then I'm gonna sit down. You go. Oh, no, it's just this one's bunk. Nothing. Give me a shout when you figure out the puzzle.
Are you looking for me to do something?
I'm looking for anyone to do something.
I think about the dollhouse,
Okay, you think about the dollhouse.
and if anything comes to mind, by rolling dice.
Okay, roll. 1! You know
Oh, I like
that
it.
dolls are made of wood,
Yeah,
and that wood comes from trees,
yeah.
and trees have bark, so you should find a dog.
Everyone, we need to find the dog.
What dog?
I don't have a dog.
Well, apparently, there's a dog in here.
I open the door that's nearest to me.
That's a library.
I open that door.
In the library,
Oh, maybe
There
it means
is-
a dog in a book. Good plan.
there is a chaise lounge, like a little wooden one, and there are bookshelves painted on the walls. And can I get some perception rolls, please, for those people looking in? That's a nat 20. No, it's not. It's an 8.
15.
And a 15. So 6. Okay. Scaly, you notice that the walls are like completely full of books, except there's one gap.
I look at the gap.
It's a painted spot where there's no book, but the books either side of it haven't sort of like it's not painted so they're leaning against each other. It's just a gap.
Is it
Touch it.
alphabetical?
Touch it.
I think Thaddeus has a moment of clarity, and he goes, "Guys, I solved the puzzle. I need to get in the gap. No, I need to put something in the gap.
You need to find
We need
the
to
dog.
find a book to put in the gap. And we knew we had a book earlier. Where was that fucking book? Where was that book?
I'm looking for
So
D
someone's
for
stolen
dog.
the book. And
You
who
look for
in
D?
our party is most likely to steal something?
While you're
Fucking
looking,
no! And I go and try and, without your consent, rifle through your
I
bag.
don't. Well, there's no way that's gonna happen. I'm a thief.
okay.
Well,
Can
I'm
you roll a
gonna-
d20 for me? Can
I
you roll a d20 twice?
got a 4.
That a 5
A 10 and a 5.
Okay, 10. So that's enough. You know he's there and he's trying to get the book.
So get out of here, old man.
No, give me a book, you
What?
ankle biter.
What do you want with my book?
We gotta put the book in the hole.
Oh. Which hole?
The hole in the bookcase.
Oh, okay. I get the book out.
Yep.
I know it sounds weird,
Can
mate.
any of them reach?
Well, I figure.
He
I
can't.
figure
Actually,
if
that's it.
I
It's too-
figure if I do this, the old man will shut the fuck up.
And I fucking tell you,
Okay.
you dark-skinned weird. No, I'm grey-skinned. I'm grey-skinned. I'm grey-skinned. That got very real, very quick, and I'm very sorry. Grey-skinned. I've got grey skin. And so do I, weirdly enough, because racism is not rational.
While he's ranting,
Grey-skinned ne'er-do-well.
Okay.
I put the book in.
You place the book. The book goes into that space. There is a flash, and then it's all just painted.
So many flashes in this house.
I know, because it's a trope, and that's what I
Made
live
of
on.
magic.
There is another flash, and
So
suddenly
many.
you are standing in Aurora's bedroom.
Is Aurora here?
Aurora is there. You are there. Dave is looking concerned. The massive half-orc is next to Dave, and standing there as well is a guy who I totally wrote up.
We didn't even have to leave the room to solve this mystery.
Yeah. No, oh no, this is a different person. I thought I'd written them up. Oh, I've completely
I
wrong
look under the
phone.
bed while you're looking
Okay.
stuff up.
Standing is a elven male wearing sorcerer's robes. He's off to one side and he looks at you guys and he says, "Very well done."
Is he a vampire?
No, he's
No,
got
mate,
a
he's an elf. That's racist.
he's got a quote unquote Russian accent. I wrote Russian. I'm pretending this is Russian. Very well done. You have found the girl. I hope we all understand there was no hard feelings. This is purely transactional. I need the gems for my magics. You see, I am a very powerful sorcerer. I made the little pocket dimension in the dollhouse. And
you
as he
fucking would,
finishes
mate.
as he's in the middle of talking, a throwing axe buries itself slightly off center in his head, and he just backwards from the feet.
Is he
without,
dead?
He's completely dead.
I take his toenails. Because I choose my toenails.
I thought that was awesome.
Hang on,
You've won.
who threw the axe?
The offsider, the associate, the throwing axe androgynous dwarf before.
I got the toenails.
And you got the toenails. And that is a successful adventure. For a given value of successful. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Please continue clapping, albeit not super loudly, for Andrew, aka Burger. Sharona, aka Ravier. Scaly, aka Helen. Thaddeus, all the very many titles, aka Riley. Our silent bard, Jack. Bevan, our awesome person who makes the lights and sound work. The amazing Smiths for hosting us. And yourselves for coming. Thank you so much.
Big applause for our DMUA.
We put these up on YouTube so you can listen to them. Hopefully from the new year we are going to have a regular slot here. The next event here is on the 11th of November, which is a Sunday, which will close off the storyboard arc, which I'm sure you're all very excited for. Anyone who's going to be in Melbourne next week, on Thursday from 8 p.m. in Games Lab, we are going to be doing a special PAX adjacent one-shot adventure, entirely not ripped off from our GammaCon adventure, where our special guest will be Scott from Tripod. Isn't that awesome? I'm totally not intimidated to be DMing at all. Thank you all for coming. Please join us next time. You're awesome. See you around.
No, you did. I'm so sorry about the Jack in the Box thing.
I completely forgot that.